Now practically, let us perform asynchronous action using Redux Toolkit. One by one, I will be showing you all the steps, so it is very important you follow these steps. So here, this is another feature. So first, inside this features folder, I am going to create the folder. I will give my features folder name as product. Then inside this, I am just going to create product slice.js. Then here, what we have to do? First, we have to import create slice. So here, I will be writing create slice. As of now, we are still working on Node.js environment. So here, I will be using required. And from this Redux toolkit, I just want to access this create slice. Then below this, I'm just going to invoke this create slice. And inside this, I will be passing object of options. And this entire value, I will be storing inside this variable product slice. And inside this create slice, I have to specify three properties. First, name of the slice, I will be giving product. Then I have to specify initial state. Before that, let me create initial state, and this initial state will be exactly same as what we have seen in plain Redux. So here I will be writing initial state. Inside this, I am going to specify three properties. First, loading, and for this I will assign the value false. Then I am just going to give products, and initially I will not be having any products, so I will assign empty array. Then finally I will be creating error property, and for this I will just give empty string. Okay, simple. I have just created my initial state, and inside this create slice second property I will be passing as initial state. Now in previous example, third property we have passed as reducer, but while fetching the data, I will not be creating my own reducer. So now what I will do, I will be using create async thunk function, which is provided by Redux Toolkit. And using this function, we can dispatch asynchronous actions. So here below this, first I'm just going to get create async thunk method from Redux Toolkit. So here I will write const, then create async thunk. You can give any name here, is equal to required. Inside this, I will be passing this Redux Toolkit package, and then here I'm just going to write this create async thunk. Okay, here whatever previous steps we have done inside this create slice, I have done the same thing. Only thing, I have not created my own reducer. Now here I have just required my create async thunk function. Now here above this create slice, I will just do the first step, that is defining create async thunk. I will write here create async thunk. This is nothing but function, and whatever value I am getting, I am just going to assign inside this variable. I will write fetch products. Okay, this is how I am going to invoke this create async thunk function. And this function is going to accept two parameters. First is the action type, and second we have to pass callback function. So here inside this, how we are going to pass the action type? Here I will be writing product. This is nothing but our slice name. I will write product. You can see this is the product. And if you remember, our action type will be having slice name slash reducer name. So here I will give the slash, and after that I will simply give fetch products. And inside this Redux toolkit, automatically action creators will be created using this reducers. Okay, this is the first argument we have to pass inside this create async thunk, that is our action type. And second argument, we have to pass callback function, which is going to create the payload. So here I will be using this arrow function. Now inside this, I am going to write entire logic to fetch products data from API. So for that, first I have to install Axios package. Here I will write npm I Axios. Hit enter. Now package is installed. I will open package.json. Inside this, I am having this Axios. So now inside this second argument of create async thunk function, we are just going to get our API URL. So here I will be writing return, and inside this I will be writing axios.get, and from this fake store API I will just click on this products. I will copy this link, and inside this get method I'm just going to paste the link. Now this Axios is going to return a promise, so we are going to add then method. So below this I will be writing dot then. Whatever response I am getting, I will just write a response, and from that response I am just going to access my data, and this is nothing but array. So what I will do, before that I am just going to log this data, response.data. I will remove this semicolon. So here inside this create async thunk, I am going to pass two argument. First is the action type, and second I am just going to pass the callback function, where I will be writing entire logic to fetch my API data. And inside this I do not have to write any catch block. Why? Because create async thunk will automatically dispatch lifecycle actions based on the returned promise. So a promise can either be pending, a promise can either be fulfilled, or a promise can either be rejected. So create async thunk generates pending, fulfilled and rejected action types. So now what I will do, I am just going to listen to this action type with our reducer function, and we are going to perform necessary state transitions. So here these reducers we are not going to generate by ourselves. Instead, this create async thunk will automatically dispatch this life cycle actions. So here inside this create slice, what I will do, I'm just going to define this extra reducer. And what we have to assign? We have to assign function. And inside this function, what we will be passing? We will be passing builder argument. Inside this, I will be passing this builder dot add case. Inside this, we have to pass arguments. First is our action type. So from this fetch products, I'm just going to access the pending which we are getting from create async thunk function. And second, we have to pass the function which is of reducer type. So here I will be writing state, and when my request is pending, what I have to do, I only have to update my loading property, and for this I will give the value true. And rest two properties I do not have to change, and also I do not have to copy my entire state directly. Whatever properties I want to update, I am just going to update in this way. Then if I want to add another case, below this I will be writing builder, and here I will write add case. Inside this I will be giving the action type fetch product. Now I will be giving fulfilled. Now when my request is fulfilled, I will be having the data with me. So here I will be passing action. Now inside this what I have to do, first I have to set loading to false. Once my data is fetched, I do not want to show any spinner to user. So that is the reason I am setting loading to false. And below this, I will be giving state.products. And for this product, I am just going to assign the value as action.payload. Okay, behind the scene, we are going to get the payload from this create slice itself. So whatever data we are having, that will be assigned to this payload. So that entire value, I'm just going to assign to this products property. Once my data or once my request is successful, only then I am getting the data and I am assigning to this property. And finally, I am having error builder.addCase. Inside that, fetch products.rejected. Okay, same name I am passing. Then here I will be writing state.action. So when my request is rejected or if I am having any error, then what I will do? First, state.loading, I will just set it to false. Why I am just setting it to false? Because starting my data will be loaded. So here I have set loading to true. If I am having any error, then I have to set back loading to false. And after that, I have to update my error property. And from this action, I will be accessing error property. And there we are having another property message. So from this action, I will access error, and whatever message I am having, I am just accessing entire message and I am updating my error property. So the concept is exactly same what we have learnt in plain Redux. So if you are having any doubt, just revisit Redux asynchronous operation and you will understand this entire logic. Once it is done, below this, I am just going to lock this product slice. I will open terminal. Now I am just going to run product slice. Hit enter. Now you can see I am having reducer. So while exporting, I should not be using extra reducer. I still have to use reducer. So here below this, I am just going to write module.exports is equal to, from this product slice, I just have to export my reducer. Then I just have to export my action. I will write module.export and here I will be doing named export is equal to, previously we have done product slice.action, but now we have not created actions by ourselves. Instead, using this create async thunk function, we are dispatching actions which will be giving us the life cycle methods, that is pending, fulfilled and rejected. And using this extra reducer, we are handling those actions. So instead of exporting actions, we have to export our fetch products. Okay, whatever variable you have assigned for this create async thunk function, same variable you have to export and same variable you have to pass inside this add case. Now once it is done, I will open this store.js and inside this I'm just going to include my reducer. Products, I will give the reducer name as product reducer. Copy, and below this I'm just going to import my product reducer. I will write required. I will come inside this features. Then I will come inside this products and then I will just come inside this product slice. And here I have commented this middleware because using this configure store, automatically we are going to get the middleware. So in Redux Toolkit, by default, we are going to have Thunk middleware. So you do not have to set the middleware. This logger middleware was not available. So that is the reason we have appended. But for Thunk middleware, you do not have to do any setup. So that is the reason I have commented this. And also, I'm just going to comment this. I do not need these two statements. So I have just commented. Now, once our reducer is included, I will open index.js. From here, I'm just going to comment all this dispatch. Below this, I will write store.dispatch. Inside this, I will be passing this fetch products. As soon as I hit enter, fetch product is imported from this file. And as this is named export, this entire thing is wrapped inside curly braces. Now I will open terminal. I will come out. Now I am just going to run node index. Hit enter. Now you can see successfully I am able to get entire products. But here this products, if you see, they are visible in the terminal because I have just logged my response.data. But here inside this updated state, I am having loading to true. My data is being fetched. Product is empty. I am not having any product. and error is empty. I will just come down. You can see inside the products property, I am not having this entire result. Instead, this data I am getting because I have just logged my entire response data. But from here, I only want to access the title, and this data is nothing but array of object. So I will look through all the data. Inside this, I will be giving products data. Here from this products data, I just want to assign this title, products data dot title. I will open terminal. Again, I am just going to run the command. Now you can see I am able to access all the title, but inside the updated state, my products property is not updated. Why? Because while dispatching this, we are directly dispatching our fetch product. So from here, I will remove this lock. I will be showing you why I am not able to get all the products title inside the products property, because while dispatching, I am just dispatching in normal way. But what I have to do, using this fetch product, this function is going to return promise. So what I have to do, I have to wait until my action is completed. So here I will be writing then method, and inside this I will write log. Then here I will write final state after updation. I will just access my state store.getState. Now I will open terminal, run this. Now you can see after waiting successfully inside this products property, I am having all the title. Once my data is successful, my loading is set to false and I am not having any error. But here, if I just make some error inside this API, I will remove E. Again run this. Now you can see I will be having error. My product is empty and loading is set to false. I will just make this correct URL, save it, run. Now successfully I am able to access the result. Now you might have questioned why we are using this then method, because we are ensuring that this console log runs only after our data is being fetched, which will be giving us the final state of the store with the updated product list, or if you are having any error, it is going to give the error. So that is the reason while dispatching this fetch product, we are using this then method. If you do not use, then we will not be able to get the final result. So this is how we are going to perform asynchronous operation in Redux Toolkit. The first step, we have created products folder inside this features folder, and then we have created product slice.js. Then we have imported create slice, and after that inside this create slice we have defined product and initial state. And initial state we have defined with loading set to false, product set to empty array, and error set to empty string. And Redux Toolkit is going to provide create async thunk function, which is going to dispatch asynchronous actions, and inside that we will be passing two arguments. First is the action type. So whatever name we have passed, exact same name, and after that I am simply passing this fetch products. And second is the callback function, where we are going to write the entire logic to fetch the API data. Now using this create async thunk, we are going to get lifecycle methods, that is pending, rejected and fulfilled. So to handle those actions, we are creating extra reducers. Why? Because these reducer manually we are not going to create. Instead, create async thunk will be providing the lifecycle methods. And remember, this callback function is going to return the promise. So that is the reason while dispatching this, we are just handling that promise. And after that, using extra reducer, we are just updating our entire state. And after that, we are exporting our reducer and action. Inside store, we are including our reducer. Inside index.js, we are dispatching this action. And once we run, we are successfully able to get the result. I know this is very confusing, but Take your time and understand this concept because performing asynchronous operation using Redux or Redux Toolkit is widely used in your projects.